Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we will be taking a look at the Kershaw Black Gulch. Stay tuned. I was making my way around some local gun shops looking for some ammo, and I came across this. It's not ammo, but I couldn't resist. The reason why is because, take a close look at that. It looks so much like the classic Buck 110, don't it? So I just had to get it. I figured during the review I could go ahead and also compare these. I'm going to put this right here so when we start comparing it will be conveniently placed. The thing that made me get it besides the classic look is the price. It only cost me $20, and it comes with a leather sheath. They do have a lot of the specifications right here on the front, which I like, that Kershaw normally does. And on the back you can see the sheath. You have information about the limited lifetime warranty. Kershaw does a very good job with their warranties. So there's a lot of testimonials about how well they treat their customers. Let's see, we have a leather sheath. Smells like leather. Take a close look at it. It appears to be well made. It it's not very thick. It's not as thick as the leather sheath that comes with the Buck 110, but still pretty good. I like it has a button and not Velcro. Appears to be something on there. I don't know if it's like a little bit of glue or something didn't shine up right there. So a little Q&A right there. Something might have dripped on it in the factory. I don't know. Kershaw, sort of inscribed right there, and signal stitching all the way around. But it appears to be pretty tough looking. Enough about the sheath. Enough about the packaging. Let's go ahead and take a look at the knife, and let's talk about the specifications and features. Now this is a classic lockback. It's EDC. I'll go ahead and put this here. It's EDC, everyday carry type of knife. This is what you probably used to carry if you're older or if you're from the 50s. But we've sort of got used to these type of knives with thumb studs and everything. But before we had these, most people carried knives like this, and probably the Buck 110. Again, I keep on throwing this in here because it's a lockback. It's an old-fashioned type of EDC that everyone used to carry, so it's a good comparison. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. The first thing I usually do once I get it out of the box is check at the ergonomics, and the ergonomics feel pretty good. Another feature that stands out right away is that jimping right there. Wow, that's very, very good functional jimping. This might be some of the most perfect jimping I've come across. You can see how I can move that knife in and out of my hand right there. That tells you that's pretty grippy. So, overall length of this knife is 7 1/8 inch. The blade is a 3-inch clip point. It's a 3-inch clip point, and it has a nail nick on this side, as you can see right here. It also has Kershaw inscribed on the knife right there. What else does it say? It says it's a Black Gulch. Now, one thing it doesn't say, oh, there it is. There's the model number, and it is made in China. And again, I already showed you the jimping. Now there is a little bit of flat area here, which is really nice. So if you have a bolt-on sharpener, you have a good area to bolt that onto. It feels like a hollow grind right there. And it comes up about 2/3 up the blade, and then it leaves you some flat, and you got some shoulder right here. So very nice blade. Very, very Buck 110 like, but smaller, as you can see right there. I'm going to put this where I don't stab myself, because I have a habit of stabbing myself with some of these occasionally. Now, If you fold this up, it is 4 1/8 inch, so it's nice and compact. Weight is 4.3 ounces, so it's not light, but it's not overly heavy either for the type of knife that it is. Now the steel, you know, Kershaw used to use Japanese AS6 steel a long time ago for these type of knives, but today they've sort of shifted to China, like a lot of manufacturers have done, to save money. But Kershaw seems to do a pretty good job even with their Chinese knives as far as maintaining good quality control, and we'll see here in a moment how well they did. So the steel is 8CR13 MOV, which is comparable to Japanese AS8A steel or stainless steel. The Rockwell hardness rating is 58 to 60, so it should be able to maintain a very good edge, and it does feel pretty sharp out of the box, and we'll test that here very shortly. Ooh, already almost stabbed myself. Now the bolsters here and everything here is all stainless steel, and you have hardwood inserts. I'll let you go ahead and take a close look at that. Now it's very dark, so you can't really appreciate the grain of the wood very much. It is very dark. Now while we're looking at this rear bolster, you notice it has a lanyard hole. That's something that the Buck 110 does not have. So if you want to, you know, since this has no clip, you know, it's going to be deep into your pocket. That's a nice touch. So you could go ahead and grab that lanyard that you could leave hanging out of your pocket and get it out quickly. Now as you can see, it's a lock back. Let's go ahead and close this real quick. And we'll go ahead and open it. Now you might say, oh, it's a lockback, you can't open this one-handed. Sure you can. Just grab that and you opened it up with one hand. So there, you know, you can improvise a little bit with that. But well, no up and down or side to side play at all, which is nice. I'm already getting ahead of myself with the tests, but the way that you work lockback is you press it. Now some lockbacks you really got to press them deep. This one has a pretty normal. You can see how far that lock has to come up to get it to open up right there. So that seems pretty safe. I don't think you have to worry about it closing in on your fingers. So let me see. I think I've covered everything. Made in China, lifetime warranty. So let's go ahead and proceed with the tests. What we have here is very good blade centering, as you can see right there. It's about as good as you should expect. Probably the best you could expect for a $20 knife. Blade retention. It's not coming out. So that's pretty secure there. Most lockbacks are pretty secure. It's really forcing itself back in there almost 30 degrees out. So that's very, very good. We already talked about lockup. Lockup is nice and tight. No side to side or up and down play. And now we'll go ahead and proceed with the paper cut test. Not the finger cut, but the paper cut. So let's go ahead and see. Wow, that wasn't too good. There we go. So that looks nice. So it's doing a very good job. Like I said, it's very sharp out of the box. One of the ways you could tell instantly is how it grabs. You know, it's not the sharpest, but it's, you know, on a scale from 1 to 5, I'd say it's a 4 as far as sharpness out of the box. So, can't complain there. Let's look at the consistency of that edge. There was a complaint that the edge, like I've read a lot of reviews here, and there's a lot of mixed reviews on Amazon on this knife, and one person complained that the grind on one side was different than the other, but it looks the same to me. Looks the same. Let's go ahead and take a quick look for fit and finish. It seems to be made very well for a $20 knife. And you notice I keep on saying for a $20 knife, because I'm not reviewing this as a $100 knife or something like that. But for $20, the fit and finish is very, very good. And again, this has jimping, the jimping on this is better than knives that I've had that cost $100. So I'm very surprised. Let's see, wood stab. Sometimes I do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that with this just to make sure the point is good. Now, I'm not doing this very hard. You know, I'm getting it in there deep enough that I could raise the wood here at about it's about 1/8 of an inch into soft pine. And let's take a look at that point. And you can see the point is still there. It didn't break, so it seems like the heat treatment and strength is very good. Ergonomics, again, it feels very comfortable. No problem. Reverse grip. You're gonna use this for, it's not a tactical knife. This is EDC, but I'll tell you, everything is nice and round and very comfortable. It's the tried and true design of old school lockbacks, so very comfortable. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. It loses points because it is, made in China. The reviews online sort of worry me a little bit because, some people say that, the scale sort of raised up a little bit, but it was the polymer style, not the wood style. But the reviews are very, very mixed on this knife. So, maybe they have some bad ones, maybe they have some good ones. If all the reviews were good, I'd probably give this a 9 out of 10, but I'm very hesitant because of other people's experience with the knife, so I'm dropping it down to 8. But to me, everything is very, very nice. I mean, no problems whatsoever. It's almost not fair the way I'm grading that. I should just say it's a 9 out of 10. But again, I do take reviews in consideration. The pros to this knife is, besides the price, the very nice leather sheath. There we go. That's the other hit. Little imperfection right there. So that's another reason why I'll keep it at an 8. But you still get a very nice leather sheath with this. Very nice knife. This is an everyday carry. Not really a collectible, but go out there and use it and abuse it. Keep it in the car or whatever. It's good if you work or you have friends that are sensitive to tactical looking knives, the scary black, like scary black rifle knives, too big, too black, whatever. People get nervous. This is that old school design that people are sort of desensitized to. Well, let's wrap things up. One last thing. Let's make sure it can fit the sheath. Yeah, I mean, you never know. And it is a little tight. Without any force, you could see that it's barely getting there. You really gotta break this thing in. So you can see it. You can see there's like a little bump there. It's very tight. So there's no play in this sheath, but not going anywhere. By the way, on the back, this will only mount on your belt one way, but it could accommodate a pretty big belt, but nothing fancy. I think an 8 out of 10 is a very good rating. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and you, and I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Bye.